man, to a point literally did not only I sing panties literally like slingshots like Uncle Sonny in the movie theater, but I danced releases a pot of hate literally to Rule Some Shady and multiple songs, literally even acted out the Deal Valley scene in Valentine's Day special, literally through dancing. I've done a lot. I've done way too much alpha make. I even there was a place for me in Courtney and Robert Wilson used to go. Literally where we used to have really hot Cheetos really covered in cheese. Literally, that Mexican place has been there before, but it looks just like the reality show Alberto. I love that reality show. And we know we're not in the same situation. Gone with the reality show, Alberto the reality show. Literally, I'm like, man, literally, I showed mental health that one time. Literally, he looked just like a fight. Literally, it was the best show of all time. Literally, and yeah, I called out for humanity. Fucking 3 years of not getting shit done to a point where not only the statement's completely flipped, but fucking something's pending, aka debt, but I don't want to lose the thing for this video. This video was actually very important, okay? Literally, because even when I was getting CeeLo, I tried watching, Jada Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, literally, who I still have, by the way. It pisses me off, really, because Zayn and James fight literally was one of the best fights in the series. I used to show Christopher Sabat at Funimation. Man, Lily, if you want to run this company, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX episode 51 and 52. All right, Lily, that's the key. Lily to anything. All right, but it's true. Even though with the Mandela effect, Lily of Showdown, Lily Zay, it was still there. It just didn't have emphasis. Okay, Lily, I'm telling you, that was really fun back when I used to dance in the anime conventions. They're really cool. And the whole idea was to put on, for people like Tut, my goal every time I went there was to Tut, Lily, in front of an anime costume and put on, anime. And there was also a guy, freshman year called Kevin Tran. I've been thinking about Kevin Tran a lot, about, 31. Suck the dick of Visagi. He's been here in the underground gang, spying on me. It was a pretty good type battle. It was good. It was the first time somebody was accepted in special ed, as a popular kid. It was a groundbreaking. All right, but his name was whatever. His name was Kevin Tran. Anyway, about the whole bicycle shit. I glitter for the Miriella, all right, who did become incentive of a gross but that's not her mentality. I do the whole Bob chain with Lucky Luciano. I know Raina Lily could have enclosed any Godfather statement, Lily, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is further down the line, Lily, around recognize about a Trump. What a Trump is, Lily, is, Lily, I'm pounding you. You're not getting one hit, Lily, because I just want a Trump sack from Uncle Tommy. And specifically him with domestic violence that pisses me off, all right, Lily, but true. It's completely fucking true. My mentality in the beginning, I have the footage of what I want to say about me versus my mom, literally what I did versus how I played out versus how things, dissolving down. All right? Because the whole truth is, I used to on the reality show Funimation after they for a goof movie at Funimation. All right? Literally, and what happened intuitively, okay? Was I end up, this is 9 times out of 10 problem on this channel where I say it. What happened in 21 was, I had each and every new deck that can deal damage literally so I could win 9 times out of 10. Know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 times out of 10, but, let's get down to a fair issue because everybody remembers when I was 29, but I get the final sun coming at me hot with Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, but no one gave a shit, alright? So that's just one thing. So one time, I walked CeeLo all the way down, to the park area. It was one line, but it's like an Olympic line. Literally, you're straight. You see, it feels really far down. But what I did was after I made detailed by bed the AMV, I kept on going down the street. I put the tournament for Funimation. I didn't get shit. Literally, the lesbian cops pissed me off. I didn't get shit. Literally, I put the trash cans there every single day on top of, making the shopping mall. Man, that was fucking pain. And all those black people on People TV pissed me off. Literally, no, it's not regular curry, but no. The curry gave me some validation. Q gave me some Nokia. They were being dicks. And what they were doing externally when you were tripping in the studio outside my Jack was they weren't giving me one piece of validation in order to play off my domestic violence, in order to play off Omar shit. That's why they were tripping me. All right, so they could easily, put the spell on me as soon as they put me in jail. That's why nobody gives a shit. You think this shit is an emergency? I said poker face, I was as fluid, as an Olympic athlete. Was literally Michael Phelps, still getting fucked up by my mom. I didn't care about that shit. It's crazy. That's what makes you stupid, Lily. And that's why, Lily, I have to fight Lily on home. And that's why your shit, Lily, playing off no emphasis in the studio, Lily, is working on me. Lily gathering all the shit Universal Studios is. It's barely fucking working. It works as fucking pushing because of how much you fucking deny shit in the company. All right, anyway, fucking, This last shit, let me talk to you. Ever since I started reading, ever since I became top for Wolf Blood, I've been issuing Reese's left to right. Literally, if you're a gangster, you're a girl by Reese, and you think about everything you do, and then you get the domestic violence. It happens every single time, literally. But guess what happens? Why do you ignore a Reese? Because that's the psychology of why people are paid. Literally, you see how literally there's a last side and little kids are ignoring it. You want some way for it to be easier. You want somewhere for the toothpick, to be involved. All right. Because what ends up happening, right? Literally, is that little kids, little Indian kids, make the same statements, as my high school, and they don't complete it. Literally, so by the time they enter the interaction, it's done because people lie to each other. That's what makes it petty. That's why you have to submit to common sense. Recognize I need to see an admin, I need to see briefcase, I need to see a substance. Because what did I tell you? Electric and electro, literally inconsistency in order to be fooled. Literally, you have to let me in the studio, and my abusive girlfriend was so bad. Literally, that she didn't let me fucking see a shit in order to get away with a winning statement. Didn't know that I had consistency and honesty. And that's why you're not fucking winning, because you want to say that it never happened in actuality, but you want to acknowledge that it happened to attack me. So I'm like, fuck you, Lily. Who the fuck, Lily? And the Vince about David, you're 94.9. I don't care about that shit. Lily, get an alley shit, people, fucking subscribe, but there's more to it. Okay, so let's get to Mr. Budget section of this video. All right, it's so fucking bad. When he was talking to Omar, sophomore year after he made the bet. All right. And the reason why this is important is because you see how Lily, how he's strict with sports, Lily, how he calls him a faggot, Lily, because he doesn't work out. Lily, so, fucking lying with the bill for his video. Let me actually tell you the fucking truth. Lily, if Mr. Pledger actually heard that battle between me and Sabo, Lily, you see how Lily, that was there's the problem. You see how he came back with aggressive with Arison's how creative, that's the problem. That's not what he's gonna say. That's the problem for this video, alright? The whole point of Lily, that point, Lily, is that you don't know that he's using reverse psychology. Lily, that he's struggling, Lily, on the inside. Alright? He literally picked up a headphone and say Eminem. What I stand at in this video is he ignored the last line. Lily, if I was just showing the rap battle between me and Sabo, Lily, he would be all like Arison's problem. No, he would call that reverse psychology. He would call that is what fucking is. He'll call that Lily a little kid fucking holding on to Digimon more. No, you don't want me to fucking deliver. That's literally what Mr. Puncher thinks. Lily, if he was to see that rap out, that's what makes him bad special ed teacher. Lily, he makes you think that way, but he doesn't align with it. You want to know why? Because he's literally towards more the gangsters in the streets. So I'm telling you, it's true. It's literally fucking true. Literally fucking literally. You see how inside all that aggressive literally became more aggressive. That's not Bob. No, he's gonna say no instantly. And I'm telling you, that's what happens when you grow up. You wanna know why? Because there's multiple layers to the situation. There's him fucking a girl. There's him potentially getting a girl. There's him using the police. There's so much fucking layers. That situation isn't even funny. That's like me and Andre the first time we went to the regional center. All right. When we went to the first anime thing. Literally please don't lie with Mr. Pudge did the same thing. Lily, please don't lie to the fact that I had that yellow. Ooh. Hey, Mom. Okay. Hey. I love you. That was relaxing. Okay, so in actuality, I have Daniela, but what can happen is that even though I have Daniela, they can make the winning statement. Literally, I never let me shoot my girl, but never let my girl be on paper, but they can cheat with gang member relationships all day. Literally, having gang members hack relationships through Facebook, Jersey Sword, Sarah, which is the state of the world. It is so much that shit that it became an anarchy society. I'm sorry, but Fortress is a thing. And our never almighty character, Silver and Trunks, who's a Digi. Literally, I saw a Mandela effect yesterday about Chaos, that little thing from Cream, the thing that she has on top of her head. They made a whole game out of that, which is a lie. That's Mandela. That's one of them. I am Moodtrix the rapper, but I couldn't believe that I was fabulous throughout all those fucking years. That gangsters still kept the same mind. Oh, we're gonna go infiltrate like the African guy. No disrespect to him, but they go infiltrate Lily to even if somebody is great, you can't do that. Lily, that's because I'm a mainstream rapper like Fabulous. You can't do that. The ice cream is not working, buddy. Lily, I had two things. Lily representing Lily. I double checked. Lily, there was a line. Now let me know I won at the beginning, but I didn't know there was two rounds. In reality, there's two rounds. And there's even more continuities. All right. Literally, there. If you're a megalodon like athletes, brother, literally followed in my world. Literally, there are people who threaten, their kids, literally in high school with domestic violence, literally, if they abuse, just a little bit, literally, and that's when Grandma literally gave me the echo, literally, when I was a junior, saying, "Oh, you want to follow the rules? Yes, you double pot. I was better than anyone, but that's not the fucking case. They're a Polish family. They can't keep me in because they recognized and they actually complimented and recognized that I was going to get outfit. I was handling like this and I was handling like that, which is a human, by the way. Literally, do got all that shit like an athlete do a suicide, literally, even when it's not worth it. That's a predator hide away from the sexual assault, motherfucker. Literally, it's true. Literally, it's monotonous. Literally, I did get more hosts than him that year. That's the shit you're on. You're still on cringe. You don't understand that cringe isn't strong. Literally, that's how I got Jesse, Daniela, all those girls. It's because I'm physically strong and they're stupid. They're completely fucking stupid. Literally, you have to, recognize after the Wendy arc, after I knew fucking everything. Literally, even Ashley fucking died. Literally, in the car, nudies is half right now. That's how bullshit this is. I can't believe it. Fucking, but you need to be honest. You need to be honest with yourself. Literally, this is a fucking idiot. This is gonna get you an idiot versus a genuine person. Literally, so I'm gonna spill beans right now. The reason why Earth beats every single man in the street, literally, is because he's not afraid to be feminine. He's not afraid to be open. Literally, he's not afraid to literally fucking go in a girl suit. This, and that. Now, every man shouldn't do that. Literally, but in the predicament I was in, I thought I was gonna get money since I was a queen bee page. Literally, oh shit. Literally, that's the highest Europa rule, by the way, motherfucker. Literally, in nothing worked because you're idiots, alright? You literally said, oh, he has enough money to get his own house. And then grown men like fucking use on, he has enough money to get his own house. Literally, because what's happening to them is the bad is happening to them. Literally, they're getting on the lappy tappy shit. They're getting on, 35, literally, you should have been mentioned your own way. You should have thought what your parents said you're young. What happens is their family, what they're saying is catching up to them, even later ages. And they have the pussy whip. They have fake people literally staying up for them. Oh, I'm gonna be in a cop suit, literally hide behind a bar, literally and make a pussy wet, literally and be just like irresponsible, never gonna go above and beyond, literally and dumb got blame racism, and that's why you're miserable. Literally, I think that is every average guy on the planet. I can't stand it. Literally, that was not Eris's problem. I'm telling you. You know, it's the same, but that's what CJ is here. But much love. You gotta forget about it. That's why what's happening right now in the fucking in between, is leaving someone's compliment to me instead of saying this person like kid, this, and that, because it was complimenting me last time I was in the Arrow chat, but it dragged on too much, guys. Now it's time to line. We come to this time to recognize that I stopped counting the buck. Literally, stop away shit anymore. Literally, no gives obviously gonna win. Literally, if you have game, literally, that's why you couldn't play me. First off, literally, he played bombs in round one, including that girl to place symbol from Naruto. Literally, and that's it. Literally, I work with Masashi Kishimoto, and that's it. I'm the author of Nons.